Hello, everyone. I think we're live. Perfect, perfect. Thanks a lot for joining us for our today's webinar. This is the fourth webinar of our RFP series. In this case, RFP means revenue from protection. So what we're trying to do at these webinars is that we look at cybersecurity from the revenue first perspective or from the business first perspective, because as we know, cybersecurity is only useful if people actually use it. So you always need to find ways how to get them to use it, how to sell it to them. Today we have a great guest speaker. Where do I start with Hrvoje? He's doing a
Oh,
lot of things. First of all, he's a head of marketing and communication at HRT, which is the Croatian national television. He's a lecturer at Zagreb School of Economics and Management. He's got a PhD in marketing from Leeds Beckett University. But most importantly for us, he's a Whalebone's customer journey consultant. So whenever our telco partners need an expert opinion on customer journeys, he would go there, visit them, and do workshops with them and just develop the customer journey with them. Throughout the webinar, feel free to ask questions in the chat. We will address them at the end. We will have a Q&A session at the end. And now Hrvoje will tell you a bit about what he thinks about customer journey mapping and about how Whalebone approaches it. So once again, thanks a lot, Hrvoje, for joining us for the webinar, and the floor is yours.
thank you, Andre. It's been a long week waiting this Friday to get ready, this Friday morning for this webinar. Thank you for hosting the webinar. And
Sure.
I would like to welcome everyone who is watching the webinar, Customer Journey Mapping. So, Andre, thank you for saying a few words about me. I will not say anything about you because people probably know you already. But we will go we'll go now to talk about customer journey mapping, about mainly customers. So one way or the other, this is what we are getting the money from, the customers. Uh, so you know, for us to be successful together with our partners, the telcos, we would like to see how can we make these customers really happy. It's a nice slide for the Friday morning and just to relax before the weekend. But so if we don't make customer be feeling comfortable, if we don't understand their needs, pains, problems, we will easily end up like this. So if we don't do this, the competition will do just this, and then we will still end up like this. We don't want to make our customer being unhappy and crying. I mean, there are some research that actually showed the very seriousness of the discrepancy between the what we think the customers think about us and how what we think about our product or services. For example, there's a research from Brain and Company that actually explains that 80% of the CEOs believe their brand provides a superior customer experience. I give you a short time to think what is the percentage of the consumers that actually agree with this statement. Andre, maybe you can help because so 80,
it's a
listen, 80%
Mhm.
believe their brand provides a superior customer experience. What is the percentage of the consumers that agrees with that?
I would say it will be like half, 40%.
That would be great. Unfortunately, the situation is pretty serious. Only 8% agree. So you might say, yeah, that's not really true for us. That's not really true there. But listen, just to describe it, sometimes this is what we do. This is the design. This is what we offer to the consumers. And sometimes in this customer journey, how consumers behave, this happens. So there's a question. When we are producing this product, why don't we think of the rush hour or the fast pace? Because customers did it anyway. And we probably know they're going to do it. So is it possible to understand them before or to listen to what they need and then just give the right direction as well? So let's talk about 3 rules today. Andre announced the webinar about 3 rules. So I will just explain it, of course, in 3 steps. The 3 rules: what, why, and wow. Always simple. The simplest question actually works the best. So the first thing we would need to do in customer journey mapping, and actually also in when I consultant and also now working for Whalebone on this customer journey mapping, what customer is doing, how they behave. For example, simple questions. When you wake up in the morning, what do you do first? You start thinking, and then do you use your mobile phone? Do you snooze alarm? Do you read Facebook? Do you read news? What do you do next? So all these steps are important to follow you. And then we have to identify pain points, to understand where we can do something better ourselves, or we can do something better that competition is not fulfilling, something that actually customers is doing. The question is, why are they doing it? Gain more in-depth finding about your customer, learn about them. So why are they doing some things? And when you put these two together, what are they doing? You find probably the issues. It's like, sometimes if you make a tea bag, and then you have a tea and the bag is floating, and then sometimes you just use the spoon to push it down. You want this to solve. So why so many people are using the spoon, sometimes not even being aware? Then we think, why are they doing this? And the next thing is, now we see, okay, this is what they're doing, this is why they're doing. Okay, how can we solve the problem, and what solution can we give them? And this wow effect is important. The new idea that solves customer pain point, and it is crucial. And that is why the customer journey mapping is important, to do it as soon as possible. So you have to have one blueprint of what is happening, follow it all the time, and then react as soon as possible when this happens. Because the customer, as you can see on the slide, are no longer buying products. They're actually more focused on experience. And the experience is becoming the brand for itself, give some extra value. And, sometimes we say we are trying to give the best experience, but you're never really done. It's actually the ongoing process all the time. The consumers are very, let's say, spoiled, but they have more rights and they ask for a best experience for their money. So why actually companies are using the customer journey maps? 68% is to improve the customer experience. 49 actually talks about to increase return on investment, marketing and advertising spend. Andre mentioned my PhD. Actually, I was very focused on return on market investment, both ways, also in digital and in the mass media, to see, how much we can actually increase the efficiency, effectiveness, and overall performance with every euro spent in advertising and in marketing in general. And of course, improve the campaigns, because if you know what people are doing, why they're doing it, then you can be more focused with the right message to reach them. So, customer journey mapping, it's like a movie. I know that you are, I'm sure that many of you actually know about customer journey mapping, using it, starting using it, experienced using it, but it is like a movie. You'd have a protagonist, a buying persona, you have a sequence of scenes, and then illustrate experiences of different people. It's just important to slow down, because we work very fast. We solve the problem, but when you slow down a bit, and then you say, okay, it's like slow down the movie, see what might be wrong in every step of the movie, and then just look at every single step. As I said, when you wake up, what do you do first? What do you do next? What do you do next? For example, if you have received the phishing email, or you become aware there's an identity threat, what do you do first? Do you panic? Or you are skilled in technology, so you know what to do? Do you call your friends, colleagues, someone that you know that is very skillful in this? So all these questions are actually the touch points we are going to be working on. But it's important to put it in small steps. So in Whalebone, we have three main generic stages of customer journey that we use. So the first one, that we look at every step and we try to slow down, is to discover. So if the service is new on the market, people have to be aware of the service. So they discover what is, or unless also they can find some needs and the problem, so they discover how can actually solve that. So there's an awareness of the service, and that is consideration. So in this step, they say, okay, oh, now we're becoming aware of this. Now we're going to consider which is the best solution on the market. Then they might buy. So if they buy their onboarding, when they're onboarding, they evaluate what is happening. Now they evaluate, are they happy or not happy? Is there a value for money? Which leads us to the third stage that says, let's start using it. And then is the user experience. For example, is the report working perfectly? Do I want to have a report how many times I've been saved by telco service online on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis? What do I want the report to look like? Do I want to receive it on the mobile phone, or do I want to go to the dashboard online or on the landing page? So all these things actually leads us to the loyalty. So if they are happy, like the babies from the beginning, we're going to have the loyal consumers, and it will lead, hopefully, to advocacy of our service. What we use to assist in developing the customer journey mapping, we use the tool called Expressia, which actually gives us to be interactive. It is collaborative in real time with our partners, with the telco. So we can actually, whatever we do, whatever we change, whatever we challenge, and whatever feedback we get from the market, we fill in this tool, and then we see what is happening, like the real movie, as said before. So these three stages are the main generic stages, but there are 8 steps in building actionable customer journey mapping. When I say actionable, I'll show you after. It is extremely important not to have this like a framed photo on the wall. It's something that is living all the time, because customers are changing. If we're just going to say, oh, this is them, nothing going to happen. Or ever happened to you that you have the target audience for last 5-6 years, the same in copy paste in some marketing plans, but a lot of things have changed. So maybe we should see how we can actually adapt to the market. So the 8 steps, as you can see, the first is the objective for the journey map. Then we build the personas, the touch points. Then we talk about sentiment satisfaction. So we talk about how they behave, what do they do, why they're doing this. Then we see what the pain points are, and also the opportunities. Then we make idea how to do it, implement solution. We measure and track this progress, and we communicate and train in place. All these 8 steps, Whalebone will assist to work with you, and we are ready to get on board. So it doesn't matter if you already have the customer journey mapping you're using, or you're not using it. If you have, there is a lot of experience we also have in customer journey mapping, some business case scenario that might help you to improve your customer journey mapping, and we can actually work it together, sit down, and hopefully you will find that it is very useful. When we did it with some customers, they have been happy. So we want to make you happy as well, because you are our customers. So the first step, extremely important. Sometimes when I have this workshop or developing customer journey mapping, sometimes you want to do everything. Let's just get it over with. Just do the customer journey mapping, and then I have it here. Yes, but what do you really need it for? Is it something that you would like to do? First, let's focus on increasing awareness, and then we can assume what next is going to be happening, or improve awareness on the market from 10%, 5%, increase usage experience satisfaction, increase overall customer satisfaction, or reduce churn rates. So we have to first align together with partners, with telco, to say, okay, that's the situation. What is our main objective with the customer within the customer journey map? What we do, we start with the generic customer journey map. We put the storyboard, and then we talk about persona. When we start working with the telco, and we cannot wait for you to invite us, is we developed already persona forms as being the backbone of the basis, because this is what we look, how they behave. So in Whalebone, we identified 4 main buying personas. So one is commoner mainstream type of customers. I will show on the next slides what it looks like. Youth segment, teenager or students, family, and technically skilled person. For each of them, we have to dress differently, the promotion has to be different, the offer, the pricing can or should be different depending on the market. So what we have developed, every persona, what we were having a lot of research, and then we said, okay, we have four main, and then we talk about the background, demographics, what is their motivations, frustration, what type are they rational or not, what useful links they're using that help them in their daily life how they behave. This is the first, like the John traditional tech user. Then we have the online Oliver, the tech savvy teenager. Then we have the concerned parents, as well as the same overview of the personas. And the fourth, Alex, the tech savvy innovator. So these are the four main personas we are working on in through the generic 3 steps that we start with the telco in development. Usually, we start with this, and then after the kickoff meeting with telco and the partners, then we see, okay, would that work, or can we? Because we have to tailor made for different markets. The consumers are not the same everywhere. There are some similarities. There are some trends that are actually the same, but not in all the markets. So then we follow the personas. Let's see, okay, what are the touch points? What do they do? So we also have listed the main customer touch points. You can see it on the slide, like the radio, TV ads, but also let's go down operator website, including content, marketing assets, security, blog, podcast, word of mouth, all these touch points we distributed over the customer journey map. And then we said, okay, in discovery stage, awareness, these are the main crucial touch points we have to work on and challenge how consumers are actually behaving and going through all these stages. Also by onboarding and evaluation, also in usage. So when we have these personas, then we look at, okay, now we know them. Now we know the touch points. Let's see what is the sentiment, satisfaction, how they feel, how they behave through the process. So yes, at start, you can always start to develop your customer journey mapping based on your assumptions, hypotheses. But honestly, if we talk about customer and if we want to make them happy from the beginning, you have to have some research and based on the research. For example, one of the great point to collect feedback is actually Net Promoter Score. So at different touch points, just to see satisfaction level, or preferably also, if it's available for telco, to see and understand some of your online reviews, social media, customer support interactions. So if you can share with us, it can be customer feedback service, market research, not necessarily all, but let's say Net Promoter Score, customer feedback service, interviews, whatever you have, and of course the KPIs you use. We are extremely willing, if you can provide us and share this information, to do the analysis for you, and then actually to align it with the new service you will offer about online safety on your market. So yes, use us. We have some knowledge, we have expertise, and we can both benefit from this information and a lot of business case scenarios. So when we look at this sentiment and satisfaction, then we go to step number 5, the pain points and opportunities. So we analyze the customer journey map. When we identify pain points, bottlenecks, then we prioritize, because you cannot solve everything all the time. But you have to react very fast and solve the one that are that you think are the most crucial one. For example, retaining the customer. Well, these steps is extremely, to understand why are they leaving, how can we make them stay, where do they go. So there we also focus a lot with our partners to increase the penetration rate on the market. We really, really honestly, we recommend to have a dedicated meeting or a short focus workshop on the pain points. So when we do the assumption, customer journey mapping, and then we develop hypotheses, we need to get the feedback from the customers and then to find the solutions and then implement it as soon as possible, which actually goes in line with the slide before. The Whalebone is ready to organize the brainstorm for potential solutions, where we can actually have some input what have been doing somewhere else, do the brainstorm, find the wow effect, because now we have learned what customer is doing, why are they doing this, and then we have to find these first steps, the third rule. Wow, how can we actually solve these problems? It is very helpful if we can involve the cross-functional teams to develop actionable plan for improvement, and we will assist to implement the solution in iterative manner, continuously monitoring customer feedback together with you. And as I said before, let us do the analysis for you and come back with the findings to you. And then to this analysis, we will also add our experience, our knowledge based from all different markets. When we do all these steps, the seventh is to measure and track progress, because we don't know what has happened. Is it better or is it worse? So the KPIs are set for every step. I will say more about these steps in a few slides later. Monitor and track the KPIs regularly to evaluate the impact of the implement changes. And we even implement in the customer journey map that we develop with you, when we tailor-made it for your market, starting from our generic one. When we see the problems, ideas, then we have these KPIs. First one is for awareness, but we can even go further. We can take your Google Analytics and put it together with all these data also in the customer journey mapping, making it even more vivid, more actionable, more live and collaborative. At the end, when we set up the measurement, what the customer doing, how we're going to measure it, we will try to find the best way and help you and assist to communicate and train your employees to share the insight that we gained from the end. We offer to assist or conduct the training session to ensure employees understand the importance. So, to be effective, it cannot be done and dusted. If you just do the customer journey map, I know that you know that, but sometimes it's so difficult. It happened to me several times. I came to some clients and then I asked them for the research. One research is in one laptop, another research is over there. Then there's a research department, but with customer journey mapping, what we are working with the Telcos, we hope and we do our most to not to be done and dusted. We try to push it more regularly, not spending too much of your time, not taking your time away from your other responsibilities. That is why we can assist and help you and give you the extra value. And it is a living document that is constantly revisited and updated. So it's like if you have an old map, it won't be useful for your business. It's like using the outdated GPS device, as you can see, and then there are the roads that actually don't exist anymore. That's why it has to be, and it is constantly revisited and updated with fresh data. This is what we end up. We end up with all the stages on the top, sub-stages. We do the storyboard. We do the process for every persona. We do the emotions. We do the problems, solutions, actually problems or the pain point, and measurement, the KPIs. So this is the outcome of the live, constantly revisited and updated customer journey map. So we look with Telco what is happening, all these results, and then we say, okay, retention. Let's zoom in. So for retention, we make a dedicated special customer journey mapping, short, effective, focused, and let's try to see how we can actually be better. The thing is, if you try the customer, it is the long-term customer acquisition. And if you just make it a section, then yes, you do just the sales. So also in Whalebone, to do the long-term customer, we use the framework called Scale to reach 50% plus penetration on the market. We use different steps. That's called start, cultivate, accelerate, leverage, and excel. On the next slide, you can see that You start, we have 5%, 15%, you cultivate. This is the maturity level 1. Accelerate, leverage, and excel on the market above 50 so 50 to 50% plus. So how we do it with customer journey mapping? So we linked the scale. So when we start, we do the initial generic customer journey mapping. We do it introduced to the telco, including 3 areas and scales. So when we do the customer journey mapping, we look through what is your service and product position on the market, what is the sales enablement, and what is the marketing PR needed for this first level called start. And we look and together find the customer feedback. We agree what kind of feedback already have. Is there anything needed more? If you have some research, maybe we can add some 1 questions more or not, but definitely we are here to do the analysis of your data for you. We define the main KPI for the beginning, in the starts, what we're going to measure. Then we go to cultivate and accelerate. Now, do we have the iteration? We have to update of customer journey mapping minimum every quarter. It is not to take some of your time too much, but to be not outdated, to have time to react, and to follow the progress. So again, now we challenge and revisit all these 3 areas from the scale, service, product, sales enablement, marketing, and then we also detect pain points and opportunities with new ideas. And then we monitor and challenge and continuously possibly have additional KPIs needed to increase, to cultivate, accelerate, to lead, to leverage, and excel, where we have the new updated customer journey mapping. And then we do it at least twice a year to challenge it again through the service, sales, and marketing, and new KPIs and new pain points and new solutions. So, Rupert Murdoch said, as you can see, the world is changing very fast. Big will not beat small anymore, and it will be the fast beating the slow. So, the Whalebone is here to help you to do fast reaction, beat all the slow of the market. That's why we use the customer journey mapping. That's why we offer our analysis of your data. That's why we offer our expertise. That's why we offer our different businesses case from different markets. Just use us. Use this knowledge, use this expertise, and let's together increase this penetration through this scales frame, through the customer journey mapping. I'm looking forward to meet all of you. Please do not hesitate. Send a message, email, drop a call, whatever. We are here really, really, really honestly to help and to work with you. So that's it from me. And thank you for listening.
Thanks, Hrvoje.
Oh, you're back.
To hear me. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. There was a lot of very, very interesting information. As I said, if anyone has any questions, feel free to write them in the chat. The Q&A mode should be enabled very soon. But I do have questions for you, Hrvoje. So let me ask you a couple of things. First of all, this is more of a to utilize your experience. Because you do a lot of customer journey mapping workshops directly with our telco customers. Can you share some interesting learnings from one of them? Like, have you learned something new yourself, maybe when working with these telcos?
Oh yeah, it was interesting actually. One in Africa, in one market, it was when we looked at the market and then how people behave. It was like, do they want to receive the report every day? Yes. Are you sure? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So every day they wanted to get a shorter message just to feel the value for their money. And then in some other countries, if you would send them everyday reporting, they might say, okay, they're spamming me. And then it was pretty cool because for example, in one country in Africa, there was 96.8% was actually subscribers are prepaid users. Mm-hmm. So there's a question, why? How do we, what is our offer now for them? And they're also listening to a lot of influencers online so that you can actually get some gamification, to get some data. So it was pretty interesting to get some other overview of some other market. So pretty cool. So sometimes is the question: how can we, if they know something about how can they actually have these prepaid users? Can we take some of this and implement it in other markets and get more prepaid users if necessary? So it was pretty cool, actually.
I see. All right. Fair enough. Another question that I have. Sure. Another question that I have is very general, and it's about our service. So, why do you think that vendors like Whalebone, who deal with enterprises, should provide customer journey mapping as a service to their customers? The question, what I mean is that, of course, telcos have huge internal teams. So why should vendors like us? Why is it good for for Whalebone and for the telcos that we offer this?
Okay. Well, we are doing the business to to have people safe online. The mission of Whalebone is to protect 1 billion people. And from what I have learned working with Whalebone, you are very efficient in doing so. So Whalebone actually gained a lot of experience, a lot of data and information from different markets. So we have the knowledge. It is also important for us to have our customers very happy, the telcos, not only happy, but successful. Then we're all going to be happy, we are successful. So the question is, if you have someone that knows about the market, if you have someone that knows about the service, if you have some experience, why don't you use us? To give you the better insight. And I learned from some telcos, they are very happy. Okay, we did not know this, so here, or even they told us this will not work here.
Okay.
For this and this reason. But then we offer something else, and then we build it together. But just in a nutshell, short, we are the expert in our field. We have the information for different countries, business cases. We have the experience, and we know what works and what does not work. Come on, use this. That's the knowledge base. I mean, and it is offered to you. We are here.
Perfect.
Why not?
Yeah, thank you, Hrvoje. I'm also interested, honestly, in your experience outside of your collaboration with Whalebone. Could you give me an example? I'm just curious. An example outside the telco industry where your customer journey mapping made a significant change for the client.
I have a nice story, actually. Thank you for this question. Once I enter, there was like I don't know how to call this. I think it's the cake store, also selling cakes and the ice cream. So we were trying to see how we can, because a lot of people complained about the service. Okay, so we said, okay, why? And then we start seeing, why do they complain? Because I went there what do you call it, mystery shopper. So I just wanted to see what's happening. People were beautiful. They helped me. It was great service, and still they had a lot of complaints. So what happened? Then I say, okay, hey, wait. There is, by law, you have to have the complaint number and the email. But there was no email or number where you can actually say some praise or say, yeah, you're doing great. So they have been receiving only negative information, feedback. Okay. Because they have been obliged. And it was like, okay, what do we now allow people? Because in your brain, it's for complaining. It's not for saying, thank you, you're great. Then we added this, and then, you had what actually happened. They got a lot of new inputs, and then they said, thank you. So the people working there, they became happier because someone said something good about them, not only bad. And then the service even actually increased. So it was actually pretty cool. But
perfect.
For me at least. And also in the kitchen, just shortly. The kitchen, it was fun. For example, they developed their own, they make the kitchen. So I asked them, okay, so we looked at how people actually buy kitchen, and then we went through all the customer journey mapping, and then the kitchen is delivered at home. And the company said, we have delivered it. But the consumer said, but we can still not use it. What do you mean? It's just the wooden part. I mean, we have to have the electrician, we have to have this, so we still are using it. And then we say, okay, but if we are the furniture store, can we, give some more assistant to finish it off? And then everything we just do, when we come, we go out, you start cooking. So sometimes Very often in customer journey mapping, you find out the obvious thing. That's why we can sometimes assume and make hypotheses. Sometimes we all know what we are doing, but sometimes we don't slow down and make small steps, very slow. Sometimes we do things automatically. It's like you're not sure if I locked the door at home or not, or I locked, turn off the lights. Then did I? Then you go back. Usually you did it, but you're not so sure because you're doing everything in a rush.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And I know you're a customer journey mapping expert, but are there some alternatives? I suppose the most common alternative would be doing nothing, but are there some more sophisticated alternatives to customer journey mapping that are used?
Come on, you asking me, offering the customer journey mapping, and I said about alternatives. There are no alternatives now. Well, the thing is, there are some. Someone is doing the design thinking, someone is doing the experience mapping, but all this approach actually starts from the customer. So there's a question: do you have the expertise to find the pain points and find the solution for every step of the customer? And do you have the tool to monitor it and to visualize it? And do you have expertise to make it live, collaborative, and challenge it all the time? So you can call it customer journey mapping, you can call it empathy map, you can call it design thinking, but it all comes how consumer behave. So the why customer journey mapping? Because it's like a movie. When you see the movie, you can tell me it was a great movie. Do you know this scene when they are playing this and this? Yes, I know that scene. Oh, that was the awesome scene. That's why then it's actually the storyboard, and then you have all these steps. So visually, it's much easier to follow, more efficient, and the overall performance actually tend to be better.
All right.
Or also you can do nothing, as you said.
This is probably a very common case, but hopefully not with our customers. So I have one last question. From your experience working with different types of clients, what would you say are the most common mistakes when it comes to customer journey mapping? Are there some things that you just see over and over again?
Yeah. The research, information, to understand. If you're learning about customers, you have to understand them, get into their shoes. That's the three rules are: what they doing, why are they doing this, and wow, how can we actually make it better? So usually people, because we are living in a fast world, running, you don't really have enough time to do all the research. And then you have some research, and you focus on one thing, how you're going to use the research. So set up the information. Just once you set up the information in today's technology world, it will go automatically. That's why we can actually share some of the data in the customer journey mapping. But also specify journey map stage. Don't decide on the map section. But very important, goals for every section, for every stage. Okay, in awareness, what do we want to achieve? So where are we today? Because usually, just you do. The common mistake is we just did it. There's a customer journey mapping. Okay, but I will put it as a poster on. Do we have it? Yes, we have it. Are you using it? Yes. How? How many times did you update it? How many times you have revisited? But the thing is, it's like, what I always say, sometimes if you have the first meeting with people you never know, it takes 1 hour or 2 hours. The next meeting takes 45 minutes. The next meeting takes half an hour. The next meeting takes 15 minutes. Yes, in the beginning, you have to start, build it up, but then it's less and less because then we are working in the same actually place together. And usually they don't do the research. Usually they think, yes, we have it, we don't need it. We know everything already. No one knows everything. We don't know everything. We can learn from the telco, and we can just share the experience and help to make money together, to penetrate the market. But even more important, to have people safe online. I'm not just saying it. I really mean it. We are working with the customer journey mapping. I want to be safe online. And I know sometimes people are not even aware how unsafe they are when they're online. And it is becoming more and more a competitive advantage on the market. If if I can be sure you save my family, I want to be secure. That's why I buy a secure car. That's why I want to alarm at home. That's, you know, and then I'm spending all of my time, most of my time online. It's actually fun. There's a new application out on the market. It's just sorry, they actually measure how, you know, what is the travel that you do with your thumb on your mobile phone, and then they connect how much have you been walking.
Mhm.
So you do the marathon with the thumb, and you didn't walk at all. So you did more of the traveling with the thumb on the mobile phone than walking. So they did the application. Okay, how can we measure it now? So you can actually game with yourself. I walked more than I used my thumb on the mobile phone. You know,
Okay, I
I think
see.
it's a good example.
Yeah. No, I see your point. So definitely, it's important to understand uh, how to understand the potential, right? That it can be really relevant for the customers, because it protects their daily lives.
Yeah,
So
but you
that's
know what, Andre, we often just say this. Okay, we need to understand them, but I also, whatever I did, I told you now with kitchen, with at least ice cream, whatever, we do the change. We really, really get down to the consumers, to the core. There's no other way. If you
Mhm.
don't do it, your competition will. And then you will say, oh, why we didn't do this? Why you had to invite Whalebone to help you, at least. Uh, at least do something.
Yeah,
It's like the lottery ticket. Why don't I win? Well, you have to buy the lottery ticket first. Then we'll see. But
sure.
just to point one thing, very important from my side. We have partners, and we have partners. Many telcos already are using customer journey mapping. Very professional, working very hard on this. And then some of them are still not using it or using something similar what you have asked. So if you are using it, let's challenge it together for the service we are offering.
Mhm.
If you are not using it, help us assist to build a new one. If you are using it, help us assist to make it hopefully even better
Mhm.
and more actionable. And I always have this question. We are here. Just use us. Why not?
Yeah, sure. Very right. This is a good way to end the webinar, Hrvoje. Thanks a
Ah,
lot. I would also like to thank everyone who was here with us. The webinar has been recorded, so we will also publish the video later on, and you can come back to some of the points if you want to hear them again and make sure you understand everything correctly. I'm quite sure you can reach out to Hrvoje if you need consultations, or basically to anyone from Whalebone. We will be really happy to help you with your customer journey mapping. Hrvoje, thanks a lot for finding the time and doing this with us, and
thank you.
hope to see you soon. And for the rest of you, of course, follow us for more. We will have another webinar very soon. So hope to see you guys as well. Take good care and have a nice weekend.
Thank you all for listening, to watching, and thank you, Andre, for the great webinar from your side.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.